is Shannon with the Diet Doc San Francisco, and today we are going to make Wasabi Mayo Salmon burgers. So this is an option for you for lunches, dinners. I don't necessarily think that this is the best meal prep. However, you could do just the burgers by themselves without a bun and then pair them with a salad and they would be perfect meal prep. So the burgers will have a little bit of panko in them. So they're already gonna have a little bit of carb that's already mixed in with the burger. So you don't necessarily need added carb, but if you are having a higher carb day or if you're about to work out, these are gonna be a really sweet option. So we're gonna do a few things to get us ready. We're gonna actually prepare some cucumbers and pickle them. This is gonna be so awesome. I'm really excited for this meal. And here we go. So these guys are English cucumbers. They are little small cucumbers, and the difference in taste, I actually don't know what the difference in taste is. There's no difference, it's the same. So we are going to cut these very thinly sliced, and then we're gonna place the mixture that we're gonna pickle into a bowl, warm that up first, and then place the cucumbers inside the bowl and let them sit. So for pickling the cucumber, I'm going to choose a microwave safe bowl. And we are going to take a 1/4 cup of sugar. I'm choosing organic cane sugar just because that's how we roll today. And then a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. You can use another vinegar if you want, but I'm using apple cider today. All right. And then we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt into this as well. And 2 tablespoons of water, and then we're going to place it in the microwave shortly so it just kind of melts that sugar, and then we're placing the cucumbers on the inside. Okay, so we're going to take the mixture that's been heated out of the microwave. Careful, because it might be hot. And then we're going to come on over here. We're going to make sure to stir up the sugar that's on the bottom slightly. And then, warning, this is definitely going to smell pretty pungent. I'm going to place all of the little cucumbers in there. I want them to get submerged, so I'm just going to place as many as I can, making sure that they soak up all the juices, and they should actually lay pretty heavy and flat. And then we're gonna set those aside and they can just do their thing while we make the rest of lunch. Okay, so now your next mission is to de-skin the salmon as well as cut it into fine slices. And we're gonna do this with a very sharp knife, and I would recommend cutting them in very small pieces. So we're gonna do that first, and then we're gonna place it into the bowl. Along with that mixture is gonna go in about 3 tablespoons of red bell pepper, about the same amount of celery. We have a garlic clove, we have salt, cayenne pepper. This is our pepper grinder. We're gonna put some pepper in there, as well as the panko crumbs, and then we're going to bind it with a whole egg. Panko. Okay, so we already skinned both of those fillets. So now I'm taking that same paring knife, and excuse me if this isn't the perfect knife to use, but I'm gonna go through and make little slices of this salmon. The smaller you make them, the easier it's gonna be for you to make little burgers out of them. So we're just making those little slices and then transferring them into the pan, or the bowl, excuse me. about 2 to 3 tablespoons of each of celery and bell pepper, and then we have 1 garlic clove. We're gonna use about half of a lemon for the juice, and then we have a couple tablespoons of, we will have it finely chopped cilantro, a whole egg, cayenne pepper, salt, and pepper to taste, depending on how you like it, and then a half a cup of the panko, and we'll combine all of those together. So now I'm gonna take this mixture and I'm gonna make 2 burgers out of it. So I'm just gonna make big handfuls here. And the reality is this may make more than 2 burgers. But we're just gonna go like that and then place them here. You want them to be about 1 inch thick. And these are actually gonna go into the refrigerator, and we're gonna let them sit for 20 minutes to firm up, and then we're gonna put additional panko crust on the outside. Okay, so now, while the tuna is in the refrigerator, we're gonna preheat the oven on broil, on high, and we're just gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil onto the burger buns. And then I'll wait a couple minutes for the broiler to be nice and hot, and then we'll place them under there for about a minute or 2. All right, so we're gonna make some wasabi mayo to put on the burgers. I'm choosing light mayo today. This one has about 50% less fat than regular mayo does. And then we're gonna use wasabi powder. And depending on how hot and spicy you like it, we will use more or less. I'm gonna start out using a little bit less and then keep adding, because you can always add, you can never take away. Doesn't smell strong enough yet though. I'm gonna put a little bit more. The best thing to do in these circumstances, I think, is to have a volunteer that wants to try out the wasabi mayo for you. All right, so we're gonna take the burger buns and we're gonna place them into the broiler. And I'm just gonna put 2 minutes on the timer, and then while we're doing that, we're gonna come out and strain the little cucumbers. And I'm just gonna place the spoon on top and strain them on out. You can let them sit in longer or shorter. I like them to be a little bit crispy, so I'm actually gonna keep them here because there's still a little crunch left, and I wanna feel that when I'm biting into my burger. All right, so the buns are done. So now we are gonna take our nice giant skillet and start heating it up. And we're gonna heat it on to medium high. And then I'm gonna take this huge vat of coconut oil and we're gonna get some of it out of there and coat the bottom of the pan and let it kind of get all good and greasy on the bottom. So now I just placed these guys in the fridge for about 20 minutes, and I'm gonna take each of these guys and roll them in the panko. I'll do a little of that, and then a little of this. And then we're gonna take that burger and place it into the hot skillet. Okay, so now we have all 3 of those burgers in the pan, and we're gonna cook them for about 3 minutes per side. So I'm gonna start with 3 minutes on this side, flip them, kind of check on them and see how they're doing, and then the other side, depending on how well you want them cooked, might be 4, even 5 minutes on the opposite side. All right, so while those puppies are cooking, I'm gonna take that wasabi mayo and just do a light spread on each of them. I'm not a huge mayo fan, so you can do mayonnaise, or you could probably do some mustard, you could do some chutney. You can kind of mix and match. This is a really light spread, so I just want a little bit of that wasabi taste. And then we're gonna take the cutest little lettuce head ever. These are little hearts of romaines. We're gonna place the cucumber on the bottom for the crunch. And then we're gonna put the little boat on top. All right, so 3 minutes are done on one side, and then we're gonna go for the flip. Oops, a little broken apart, but that looks perfect. That's just what I want on the opposite side. All right, so those guys are done, and they look insanely good. So I'm gonna come from the side here and place them right onto the bottom. Actually, there we go. And this was originally 10 ounces of fish, but we got 3 whole burgers out of it, which is gonna be amazing. So bottom to the top, here we go. And that looks so freaking good. So we just finished with the salmon burgers. We had all these amazing ingredients in there. And I have to say that when I ate it, and I just ate it, the whole thing, it is the best one yet. It is so freaking tasty, and it's filling. So I probably have between 3 and 4 ounces of salmon per burger. We started with 10 ounces, and we were able to make 3 burgers out of it because of the volume of vegetables that were included. So it's really an amazing meal all in one. Something I wanted to add is that when picking your burger bun, you can kind of go high carb or low carb depending. The ones we used today were only 23 grams of carbs per bun, and I got them at Whole Foods, and they're the whole wheat burger buns from their Whole Foods brand, just so you know. We got a fresh 10-ounce salmon fillet, and then all the other ingredients were primarily vegetables and a little bit of that panko. So I hope you enjoyed this. It is an amazing meal. It would blow anyone's socks off that's coming over for dinner or for lunch. Can you take this to go? Absolutely. You could just have the little burgers and then put them with a salad, pop them in your fridge, and then take them to work the next day. I'd say they're probably gonna last for around 3 days, and they can be frozen. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I definitely did. It's going on my top 5. And I will see you next time. This is Shannon, and I'm the Diet Doc San Francisco.